Good morning. We're just get you proper right. Just another thought from Proverbs, and it's Proverbs 10, and it's 3 verses today. Verse 8 to 10, and it says this: "The wise in heart accept commands, but a chattering fool comes to ruin. The man of integrity walks securely, but he who takes crooked paths will be found out. He who winks maliciously causes grief, and a chattering fool comes to ruin." The last two proverbs have painted a beautiful picture, haven't they, of a righteous person blessed by God and remembered by people. But how did this person acquire such a reputation? Does a good reputation just happen? It doesn't, does it? It happens because the person accepts commands. The wise in heart accept commands. They have a teachable spirit. Do we have a teachable spirit? Wisdom doesn't just happen, does it? It doesn't automatically appear as you get older either. That's a fallacy. Far from it. Wise people become wise because they're firstly listeners and learners. The wise in heart are aware of their need to listen all the days of their life. Whereas a chattering fool comes to ruin because he's too busy airing his own opinions to listen to another's. He never learns anything. Verse 8 and 10 seem to bracket verse 9, so verse 9 seems to be the central verse of these 3 verses. And it would seem that the chattering fool is more than just a mere annoyance. He also takes crooked paths. So really, it makes sense, doesn't it, to keep away from a person like that. Not only that he winks maliciously, you can't particularly trust him. Perhaps he flatters you. It's all deceitful, isn't it? It's not saying what he really thinks. He's not acting how he really believes. And not much of a role model. He's all over the place. He doesn't listen, and he is corrupt. Are we surprised when he's found out and exposed? I don't think we are. Let's just hope he doesn't cause too much grief in the process. Now, of course, in life, it might actually be quite difficult to keep a distance from somebody like that. You might work with them, for example. And of course, even a chattering fool needs people to tell them about Jesus. The point is surely that we have to choose our influences, and we shouldn't let a chattering fool influence us. Be aware, if a chattering fool is going to come into your life and he's going to come to ruin, make sure he doesn't drag you with him. Far better to have the example of a godly man who walks securely because he's a man of integrity. This verse highlights, doesn't it, the two paths that lie before us. We can live our lives wisely, or we can live our lives making foolish decisions. It's been said, hasn't it, that character is what you are when nobody is looking. When there's nobody to influence you, it's how you really behave in the dark, perhaps. Interestingly, it's not what I think you're like, it's not what another person thinks you're like, it's what God knows you to be like. That's character. Integrity isn't always valued, is it, nowadays, as it should be, and it's rarely rewarded and rarely noticed by people. Perhaps it is, that might be a little bit over the top there, perhaps it is by some people, but it's always noticed by God. I love Romans 13 verse 14. Rather, clothe yourselves with the Lord Jesus Christ and do not think about how to gratify the desires of the flesh. Okay, folks, every blessing. Catch you later.